Here we go, we're on. So somebody writes, oh, how's it going, everybody? Everybody's good? Is it hot where you are? Oh man, it's hot here. Anyway, just worked out and I'm kind of wasted right now. I'm kind of tired. Alright, so somebody writes, when a woman says she wants honesty, don't you believe it? Don't you believe it? Okay, alright. Honesty is the last thing a woman can do. I don't know if they know they're doing it when they say honesty. But honesty they cannot do. I'm not laughing at what he's saying. I'm laughing at how he's saying it. Anyway. Probably from another country. It's alright. It's cool. So basically, to get fairness back for men, we have to do what society has done in the past. Which is set laws and control the reign of female nature. And stop her doing what she naturally does. Yeah, she naturally does it. But stopping her? I never heard of that. Never heard of that ever, ever, ever before. Stop her what she naturally does, because female nature is detrimental to men. Yes, 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 good, good. Basically, to stop society rewarding females for their nature. That's a good point. Now we can stop that. We can stop the rewards coming, can't we? Well, at least we can hope to try, right? To stop the rewards coming. So religion to some degree and old culture laws that reigned in women. Even the original marriage vows were actually right after all. Well, religion set down the rules, and it was a measure by which to live and a measure by which to govern your behavior. And a measure by which to govern your everyday behavior, but also your nature. Your female and your male nature, right? So when we throw religion out, what do we got? What do we got left? As a set of rules. As a set of perspective. Oh, wait. Just got to the end of your video. We need to shame women by judging them. Yes, I agree with that. Okay. Well, shaming women by judging them is purely to make them aware of what they're doing. Because women simply are not aware. They think that they're doing totally what's natural, totally what's correct, totally what's expected, totally what the role of the man must be, and he should be honored and obliged to perform in servitude to a woman, because the biggest misconception that a woman has is to naturally and instinctively believe that the man has exactly the same biological and life and inspirational goals as she does, and she could never be further from the truth. So women fail to notice, they fail to understand, and they refuse to acknowledge that that guy cares nothing about her kids. He cares nothing about her building a family. Sometimes they do, but it's not in any deep sense. In fact, to do that, a man has to give up his own instinctual needs and his own innate, natural, behavioral strategies, his sexual strategies. He has to give all that up.
7 o'clock.
He has to abdicate what he is, and that is a man, in favor of conforming and conceding, people, to the woman. There is no relationship unless the man concedes. The woman doesn't have to, because it is naturally presumed that every relationship is going to be gynocentric. Gynocentric, people. Gynocentric. She automatically assumes that that is the way it's going to be, and it should be. What? You don't want to dedicate to life to me and to us? I didn't quite have that in mind, but I just wanted to have a little fun and enjoy you and have an adventure and live life. No! We're gonna build a nest and build a family, because that's what I'm programmed to do. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, for, you know, temporarily, or what's the word? Just for the time being? No, forever, 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 honey, forever, honey. You're here forever, and you're here with me until I don't need you anymore and give you the fucking boot. Well, nobody hears that, right? Okay, so here's my response, and I was gonna respond on the YouTube page, comments page, but I figured I just kept writing and writing and writing and writing and writing and writing, and I figured, wow, no, this thing deserves to be in a video. So here goes. You cannot control female nature by force. The Muslims may be suppressing female nature, but are they really? No, they're not. They're doing it superficially. Female nature is still very much alive and very much functional and very much has its empowerment, but it just takes different forms. You know, they may be suppressing it superficially, but they are not eliminating it at all. If you really, and I know a lot of people have no connection to Muslim families, but if you really look at the family structure in detail, you will realize that it's actually gynocentric. Yes, yes. Can you believe it? Yes, it is gynocentric. And just think what the religion does to the male sexuality. It completely suppresses it, right? Completely frustrates those dudes. And then they do some funny things out of sexual frustration. As we all do, right? You can't sexually frustrate a guy. No. Really?
Wednesday.
So are we gonna go?
Megpróbáljuk.
Are we gonna fuck tonight?
I don't think so.
Really?
Oh, boy. Tudnák ezt. Te tudsz ilyenkor?
That's what marriage is all about.
No, it's nem azért. Azért because I'm exhausted.
Okay, alright. Oh, not a real man. Half man, yeah, you can get away with it. You can get a boyfriend. You can get a husband. That's half of a dude. You know, kind of like a wishy-washy type B personality, which I'm sorry to say most men are. By nature they are. And that's what the little lady comes in and she sets down the rules and she dominates. And he's perfectly fine with that because he is dependent. He's emotionally dependent on her And while as a big process goes on, which I explained starts at the very, very beginning of a relationship, and it just gradually builds and builds and builds, where that man is broken down to such an extent that he literally gets paralyzed and he cannot move. So females only manifest their female nature in an altered form of behavior within that suppressive, so-called suppressive environment, which it really isn't really when you think about it, and when you analyze it, and when you study it, and when you get to know it, which most of us don't get to know it because they're a culture on their own, and we all know that assimilation is not, you know, on top of their list of priorities. Females have to keep within the bounds of the superficiality of that religion, not the profound nature of the religion, but just the superficial. So if they can superficially meet the rules of that religion and the regulations of that religion, then they will be perfectly fine to practice their female nature to its utmost, as long as it's disguised and it's shown in a different form. Female nature is very much alive and active under every type of religion and society or political structure. Female nature supersedes everything, because some may actually state and argue that it is the essence and the building block of life, which is, oh my God, I can't say it, female nature. Okay? It is only packaged and disguised in a different, more socially and religiously permissible package. So there you go. Don't go around misinterpreting what you think you're seeing, because you're not seeing anything. You're not seeing what really goes on behind closed doors. Okay? So within a religious, you can call it a totalitarian culture, be it either political or religious. It's one and the same, is it not? Communism is not a religion. Yes, it is. So under totalitarianism, just think of how suppressed the male is as well. Just think how suppressed heterosexual male sexuality is suppressed, and how homosexuals are suppressed. Homosexuals are suppressed to the extent where they cannot even expose themselves. They cannot even come out into the open. They cannot even acknowledge that there is such thing as homosexuality within that culture. So everybody is suppressed, but everybody is doing exactly what their nature is telling them to do, except it's under cover. Everything is under cover. And that gets us back to the most important thing in life, which is honesty, and specifically emotional honesty. And that seems to be missing if you have to fake who you are, and you cannot be proud of who you are, and you cannot display who you are. All kinds of nasty situations are engendered by that kind of conditions that people have to live under. It doesn't matter if it's males, females, homosexuals, dogs, cats, whatever. Okay? So women are not aware of any aberration or immorality in their nature. It's all they know. And it's what they are instinctual about. They regard their success as women on what they can extract and appropriate for themselves and their progeny. For themselves, because it is not completely for themselves. It is, they always know that it is for their offspring also. And in order to set up conditions most favorable for their offsprings. Well, that's common sense, right? But to us guys, it looks awful, right? And we're just being used. We're objectified in order to enable and to assist her, and she uses us to meet that goal. Okay, that biological goal that she doesn't even do consciously. It's mostly by instinct. And because she does it by instinct, she doesn't realize how selfish, narcissistic, and how self-serving, and how hurtful and damaging female nature is. It only has one goal, and that is to meet the biological imperative that she was programmed and conditioned and coded to fulfill. So if you're not up to it, you're not capable and not willing, she'll sit in another guy's lap at the bar when you're not looking. She will do that. It's instinctual. Oh, she's a slut. She's a slut. What a fucking slut. It's instinctual. It's instinctual. Okay? He will make her the priority. He will exalt her, elevate her, worship her, serve her. Well, you don't. You SOB. You don't. So you're fucking out. Or you've already done all you can do and she knows you're not capable of anymore. She's fucking sucked everything out of you. Except for your whatever. You know what I'm going to say. And there's not more that you can give. So she's off. She's off. She's gotta move on. She's gotta pack her bags. That's right. That's right. There's another guy calling on her cell phone. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful shit. Yes, yes, yes. And you know what I'm talking about. So they regard their success as women on what they can extract and appropriate for themselves and their progeny. This is how nature itself dictates and conducts women to behave. So you're getting into a relationship, you're getting even worse, you're getting into a marriage. This is what you're going to be facing. Okay? Love, 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 love. She can't wait. I've mentioned this many times, but it's going to come up every time, so don't get bored with me here. She has no time for love. She has no time for that kind of bullshit as love, and to love you, and to care for you, and to be loyal to you. No, that's working against her. She is not a successful woman if she goes by those requirements. If she fulfills those requirements just for your sorry ass. This is how she's thinking. Okay? She can fake it all. She can fake anything. She can tell you anything. She can act in any way. But that gets us back to what I keep coming back to. Honesty. Emotional honesty is something that they do not lack. Other people have also said they're chameleons. Yes. Because they don't feel it in here. Not like men do. We feel it. We may need our variety. We need multiple women. Monogamy is not the male norm. It is not natural for the male. It's natural for the female. Serial monogamy, that's the female thing. That's what they leave out. Serial monogamy means that she's going to kick your ass out the door. And then she will start another pristine, clean, moral, monogamous relationship. And then she'll do it again, and again, and again, and again. And each time she's gonna extract. And who knows, after the third marriage, you got one rich woman, all right? And in the process, she would have secured jobs. She would have secured the attention of multiple men. Used men for everything. Used men to get her lawn mowed. Used men to take care of her kids while she goes to school. Used men to steal his fortune. She will use a man to act out her victimhood to him, and to complain to him about her emotional status. She will use a man to go out on a Saturday night and to use him to take her out, give her attention. She needs attention. Being with any woman, I mean, you know, I laugh. I get these really serious dumb fucks, and I don't know where they come from. They come from either PUA training, or they come from some fucking MGTOW channels out there, you know, led by MGTOWs who have never had girlfriends, or they're the, you know, Louis Marco juveniles that come from single mothers onto Louis Marco, and then they project a father figure onto Louis Marco, and it's a sad situation. And the common theme is, you do nothing for women, nothing, and they're gonna want you more. The least you do, the more they want you. Fucking bullshit, fucking shit. I cannot even. Unfucking believable if you're gonna believe that. And you know what? You can keep believing it. One thing you're not gonna get is a woman. Okay? For whatever reason, you're not gonna get a woman. Either for love, or for sex, or for nothing. You may, I don't know, if your trickery works, while she's drunk, you may get a one-night stand out of it, and seriously, you won't get anything out of it, because she would never want you anyway. Okay, she didn't actually choose you. She was put into a situation where she was practically forced to be with you, or, you know, she wasn't cogent to make that decision completely. So do nothing for women, nothing. That's what a woman is all about. She determines, she sizes you up. She doesn't size up your dick, okay? She sizes up of what she can get from you. Usually tangible stuff. Tangible stuff. Will you babysit her kids while she's working? Will you cook for her? Will you take her out on the weekends? Most women are so sexually undeveloped that they don't even think about your awesome sexual prowess. It doesn't even enter their brain. You know, the odd woman that has met a man who was competent sexually, she would be more sexually developed hormonally and physically. Her body will respond to sexual contact and sensual contact, touch, even touching, even caressing. Those women will be more, they will value more intimacy. But most women, no, they see an object here. It's just an object, and while all you you know, Louis Marco fanboys think Louis Marco is the ultimate awesome dude, and he is gorgeous looking to you with all his muscles and everything, you gotta understand that that's not how a woman thinks. I mean, Louis Marco is absolutely awesome to you, but he's not awesome to the chick. See, because they think totally differently. And I'm not picking on Louis. I like Louis. I think Louis is a good guy. but some of his fans make him look bad, you know, ironically, because he's dealing with a lot of immature, a lot of naive, young, dumb fucks who simply have no life experience, or they live in some ghetto somewhere, and you know, they had a chance to stick their dick into some hoe, and they figure that they know women, or they watch a lot of porn and they learn whatever they know about porn. They whatever they know, learn about women, they think they learn it from porn. Can you imagine? Can you imagine learning about women through porn? It's just you're cruising for bruising, let me tell you, from life, from women, if that's what you're gonna do. Going along to, I lost my spot completely, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, women have specific goals biologically driven to innately achieve these biological imperatives. They only need a partner, or more accurately, an enabler, a supporter, I've said this already, and server to achieve this end. Any criticism or derision directed towards female nature will invariably be deflected onto the alleged indiscretions found in male nature. So she will automatically turn everything around and point out what a pig you are, keeping herself pure, because she's going to be comparing herself to you. And that is unfair, because what she's doing is she's comparing apples to oranges. Men are a completely different animal from women, and they behave and they have a different biological role to women. And men generally are much more emotionally honest. That's a male trait. Women don't even know what the term means. They don't even know what the feeling entails. It's actually not within their capabilities, even though they will never admit to this, because what? It makes them look dirty. It makes them look like a fucking whore if they were to admit to it. Because who is emotionally dishonest? A whore, not a lover. A lover is emotionally honest. They are truly in love. But a whore cannot be in love. A whore is looking at an object. The male is an object and is looking at a male as a dollar sign. And that's exactly what every woman is built to be a whore. And she cannot ever admit to that, because she'd be admitting to being a fucking whore. So this is why a woman cannot ever admit to her faults and to her behavior. She will not admit to being a whore. She cannot do that. It's probably the worst thing that she can ever acknowledge. So she will find every excuse to dodge the accusation, to ignore the evidence, the very strong evidence. But you simply take her rap sheet and you lay it down on the table. Look at this. Look what you did here. Look what you did to your husband. Did you know that you destroyed your marriage? Again, this is therapy. This is the type of therapy that I do, and it's tough therapy. A lot of people can't handle it. But it is meaningful therapy. It is not a non-judgmental therapy that women are looking for when they look for a therapist. This is tough shit. And I'm sometimes tough on men as well. But you want to pay your money, and you want to get something out of it, right? You want to get something serious and long-lasting out of it, and that's what I do. whatever the female is accused of, the male would have outdone her in magnitude. That's what they always claim. Well, okay, I lied to you and I went off on that weekend with a guy I met the week before. But look at you! You had more girlfriends than I did. And how about the time that you went on a trip and you lied? You lied. See? She's clean. She's already blamed you. And accused you of exceeding her in the magnitude of your indiscretions. Which is, of course, a tactic that every woman uses because they don't want to be accountable for anything. Nothing. Zero. Never happened. Oh, we don't talk about that. It never happened. She literally puts it out of her mind. She, her memory literally shuts down to herself even. Because she can't live with her behavior. She can't believe what she did that night. Okay? Us men, we're very aware of what we do. We're rarely ashamed of what we do. And the reason we're rarely ashamed or guilty about what we do is because what we do is real. What we do is honest. It could be the worst thing in the world. It's still fucking honest. Alright? It's still fucking honest. We would have an affair because we were truly in love with that other woman. We were truly in love with her. Women will have affairs and they don't even give a shit about who that guy is. They're using him for whatever reason they want. It could be just for emotional upliftment for the moment. And she will do it. And now that is very hard to live with for a guy. Because she knows she's with a creature who is fundamentally a liar, fundamentally dishonest. But that's what we got to deal with. All right? It's a lie, and it's pure transference of the vices specific to female nature in a constant attempt to soften or cover up the severity of female narcissistic behavioral directionality. So it is a transference of her own vices onto the male to make the male out to be much higher in magnitude and immorality than she is. That's her defense. That's her defense. She won't acknowledge what she did, but look what you did. No. Doesn't matter what the guy did. Take accountability for what you did. She won't do that. She won't even acknowledge it. She won't even admit that it happened. She can't. It's way too threatening. It's way too uncomfortable. It's way too sensitive of an issue to her, because it proves, everything proves that all women are whores. Everything proves. And if you don't believe me, and if you're gonna fight me on that, you're gonna fight me. Only Western women are whores. No. Have you ever seen a Thai woman? Have you ever experienced a Filipino woman? Have you ever experienced an Eastern European woman? My God, they're gonna eat you alive. Eat you alive. You're gonna come running back to a Western woman. Okay? So, you know, all these guys pop up. I don't know where they pop up from, and what experience they have with women, but it's like, it's unbelievably naive. It's like, I kind of have to wonder, am I dealing with a whole bunch of 5-year-olds here or what? And these are adult men. I wish I could blame it on the I wish I could blame it on the Louis Marco juveniles, but I can't. Some of them, some of it, but not all of it. Maybe not even most of it. How can you say that all women are whores? Only some women are whores. Yes, all Western women are whores. No. Women in other countries really know their place. No, they fucking don't. They're gonna rip you and chew you apart. They're working on you. Yeah, they're gonna take their place. And then they're gonna grab you and fucking put you in your place. Especially if you're a weakling, lame ass fucking half man or quarter man. You're gonna have no chance against a little woman. No chance. And I'm saving your ass. And for those of you who have gone through it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those of you who have not, you know, you're 48 years old and you're still dreaming about having a beautiful marriage with that perfect woman in your imagination, then you're not gonna want to hear what I have to say. But I am not here to tell you what you want to hear. I wouldn't be giving you what you paid for. I'd be fooling you. You go and you listen to Louis for that, but Louis doesn't do personal relationships anymore. I wonder why. But if you come here, you pay your money, you're gonna get something that you didn't want to hear, but it's gonna help you. I'm gonna teach you, even if it's with a blunt weapon, even if it's with a sledgehammer. I'm gonna teach you. That's the way I teach, with a sledgehammer. Anyway, so it's a lie and it's pure transference on the part of the women of the vices specific to female nature. It's a transference of those vices that are particular to female nature onto the male to make herself look good. Outside of a purely biological model, which when looked outside a purely biological model, is indeed the most ruthless and self-serving and immoral of sexual strategies, that of female nature. When you look outside, when you don't realize that what she's doing is actually to benefit procreation. She's building a family. She is trying to rip off your ass as much as she can in order to help herself and her kids. Okay? Now, if you look outside of that biological model, which to a certain extent, if you really look at that biological model, you're going to kind of say, I kind of give her a pass. Sort of. Maybe. Maybe I'll give her 5%, 10% of a pass, okay? But if you don't look at that biological model at all, then what you're going to notice is if you keep your blind eyes open, and if you keep your mind open, and if you don't go around saying that most women are wonderful and they're waiting to love you, and how much love they have in their hearts, and all they want to do is the opportunity to love somebody and to be loved back. Yes, that's what all women want all across the world. That's what they want. If you're going to actually believe that, then, well, you're bullshitting yourself. But if you are going to really be perceptive, all right, and you're going to be, you're really going to know female nature, you're going to realize that it is indeed the most ruthless, self-serving, immoral of all of sexual strategies. Way more than the male sexual strategy when compared to the male sexual strategy. And she's got to protect that. She's got to hide that. She's got to feign everything about herself in order to make herself look clean and to show goodness from every angle and to be very diplomatic. And it's always the delivery that matters, not the substance, but the delivery. It's always her social appearance that matters. Nothing within. Always from the outside that matters. Appearances. The male is designed to inseminate a variety of females, but not designed to self-serve. The male is actually not designed to self-serve, and this is a shameful element for females, knowing that the male is there to serve. The male may want to serve a multitude of females simultaneously, okay, for male validation, because for males it is an accumulative effect in terms of validation. The more females validating him, the more validated he feels. And so he's set up for that in order to procure multiple females to impregnate, to inseminate, or at least try to. But he's going to be serving every one of them. Or, under normal conditions. He's going to want to, because that's the way he gets validation. He doesn't get validation from just fucking women. And that's another video which I'm going to do. It's a very important video. I've been working on it for so long, and it's not quite done yet because I keep getting other topics, and then I go with other topics. I figure I can do them quicker. And this is going to be a big video, and it's going to explain to you why men... It's going to actually talk to women and explain to them that men are not actually just after a fuck, okay? A healthy man is not after that. And that's what women try to convince themselves and everybody what pigs men are, and men are not. All right? Who truly are the pigs? All right? You answer that. And we have the evidence, do we not? The male is burdened by the demands of his conscience toward all females he appropriates to inseminate. He is burdened by his conscience. Males have a conscience. Males are very susceptible to guilt. Females are not. Females have a very limited conscience for good reason. They don't need it. It gets in their way. It's self-defeating for females to have a conscience. The male is designed to serve. The male is designed to serve no matter what. No matter what MGTOW tries to make you ignore and put your head in the sand, you are designed to serve, and specifically to serve a female. You are. But the female is not going to be grateful. That's the problem. That's the tragedy of male existence, that the female is not grateful. And it is not. It does not bring forth loyalty in the female. And that is why the male is delusional about that and misled, thinking that the female will reciprocate while she doesn't. And that's the tragedy of maleness. All right. A female will not hold up her end of the bargain that the male is led to believe is in the contract, is in the moral contract, in the emotional contract of the marriage and also of the relationship. The female is not bound by that. Where the male, by default, envisions and hopes and believes, has faith. The male goes into it with faith. It's like a religious faith. And then the male is deceived. The male is let down. The male is crushed. The male is betrayed. And that is the tragedy of the male. The male receives validation towards all females he appropriates to seminate. Yes, he does. That's the reward. That's the reward of new pussy. Because new pussy is going to be grateful. New pussy is going to be exciting. New pussy is going to treat a man wonderfully. That's why some of us males who have a morsel of testosterone left are looking for new pussy, because new pussy is wonderful, and we will do anything in our power for that new pussy. Ha 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 ha! It's such a good feeling to be validated by new pussy. And but of course, women can't keep that up, can they? It's the erection of women. They can't keep their erection up, symbolically speaking, that is, to keep their devotion alive indefinitely, or even past a certain amount of time. They can't keep that up towards the male. So the male constantly needs new pussy just to be validated. The male is designed to serve. The male receives validation as a male in serving. The male receives validation. That's why males serve. You figure, why are they ingrained with this behavior of serving, with this propensity for serving? Because that's how they receive validation from the female. Conversely, a female only serves herself and her progeny. It is superfluous for the female to serve her mate. Alright? Superfluous for her to serve her mate. It doesn't get her anywhere. The tragedy of the male is that he is fundamentally, practically, and in truth, depersonalized, objectified, disposable, and replaceable by the female. And he is made to know this within every relationship. If we men are going to be honest, it doesn't matter who we're with. A fat woman, the most gorgeous woman in the world, who are the hot women these days? I don't know. A 22-year-old, a 48-year-old, it will be implied by the female within that relationship, and you are going to live under constant insecurity about losing the bitch. And that's going to make you serve, 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 and serve some more, with less and less and less and less rewards, and less and less and less gratification. And unfortunately, the way the process works within the male is the effect is the less he receives back, the more he thinks he's got to serve. So you're looking at a relationship that's fucking rotten. Rotten to the core. And guess who's the one that's reported to be the abusive one? And guess who the victim is within those relationships? Yes, you've guessed right. So again, the tragedy of the male. The tragedy of the male. And girls, if you're listening to this is invaluable information, because your boyfriend is not going to have the intelligence, and he's not going to have the guts, the fortitude to face you and tell you. But I'm telling you, and most likely you picked the weakling. Most likely you did. You picked a submissive male who you can dictate to, who you can control. All right? Who you can dominate. All right? You know, who's the submissive in the relationship? Well, it's the female. In many relationships, it's the female. And her technique, her tactics, the female tactics are the same. Yes, all over the world. Under any religion, under any politics, any geography, any society, any climate, all over the world. Every woman is a whore in the full extent of the meaning of the word. Some whores stand on street corners. Some whores lie beside you in bed. You know, and they practice bed death. Is that what it's called? There's a term for it. You know, they're basically lifeless in terms of sexuality, affection, emotionality, sensuality. They're basically non-responsive females, and that's who you're living with. And I see this over and 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 over again. And what happens with males is they end up thinking that this is the norm. This is the way it should be like. This is, you know, perfectly. And you're suffering. You're suffering like crazy. Crazy. But by this time, she's already taken away your self-confidence, your ambition. She's taken away your ability to move on, your ability to move out of the situation. She's got you crippled. She's got it crippled. She's got it crippled until she finally kicks you out or walks. And it's going to be labeled as her escaping you, escaping the situation. The truth is, she threw your ass in the garbage because she doesn't need you anymore. Okay, but you think she's going to admit that, eh? She's going to actually admit that. She may even say you raped her. To really fucking put the boot to you. Alright? That's right, not all women are whores, eh? Oh man, you guys deserve to get kicked in the head. You guys say that? You deserve to get kicked in the head. Go into relationships. Have as many relationships as you want. Do everything you can for a woman. But keep in mind, you're with a fucking whore. You're with a fucking whore. Keep that in mind every fucking second. And watch her. And you're going to remember me when you watch her. You're going to say, oh my God, it's just what he said. She's doing it. She's going through her pattern. It's all by habit. Look at that. It's all a pattern. It's very predictable. She's doing it. She's now doing this. She's doing this to me now. See, it's all going to come. It's going to be a gift that's going to keep giving. And I'm the one who brought this to your attention. And it's worth every penny you're paying. See? So, the tragedy of the male is that he is fundamentally, practically, and truthfully depersonalized, objectified, disposable, and replaceable. She will be sitting on the lap of another dude. However, you can kind of get a laugh out of it because, you know, women are one-trick ponies, right? And it's a dog and pony show. And it's smoke and mirrors. And that guy will be put through the same hoops and the same torture chamber and he will suffer the same consequences, and he will have the same fate as you had. So that should bring a little smile to your face, because what she's going to be doing is she's going to be doing it over again, and she only knows one way of behaving. See, this is why it is interesting to know women, and in a certain way they fit the mold very well. I'm not going to say they're easy to know, but if you know how to know them, you're going to know them, because they fit the pattern. And you know exactly what they're going to do to the next guy. And you're going to know more than anyone what they're going to do to the next guy. Modern divorce laws only exacerbate the directionality of female nature. So again, all the dumb fucks that leave comments regarding this, you know, they may watch a certain part of one of my videos and then they go off emotionally, which is good. I like to arouse people emotionally. You know, then they act out. They have a knee-jerk reaction, and they figure that it's the system, it's the state, it's the government who has made women the way they are. No. Female nature is more powerful than anything, because unfortunately it is the essence of life. And the legal system, the state, politicians, feminism, every kind of bullshit you see out there is only catering, okay, and pandering to female nature. They're actually using women. They're using women for their own political gain. Women is the largest segment of a group, right? Of a subculture, and they're easily manipulated if they only cater to their victimization complex. And it is quite easy to do that about female birth control, abortion, the rape culture. My God, all the stuff that is against women these days. My goodness, they're having it bad. My goodness, they're having it bad. God, you fucking stupid, filthy women out there to actually go for that. God, how does it make you look? How stupid does it make you look when you think about it? Oh God, disgusting. Rape culture. Yeah, there's a rapist under your bed right now. Go look under your bed right now. He's right under your fucking bed. And if you're lucky, you know, he may have sex with you and lick your clit. But you won't be that lucky because you're ugly and you're fat. Oh my goodness sakes. So they're only catering to these women in order to be able to use them. And you stupid bitches, you're being used. You're being used every second, and they're laughing at you. The politicians are laughing at you. The legal system is laughing at you. But you're you're useful idiots for everybody. For everybody. Except you're destroying your family. You're destroying your marriage. You're destroying your man. You're destroying your chance, your opportunity for men. That's why you're single in the thousands. And you're distasteful, and you're a turn-off, and no man's gonna look at you. All you can do is hope for a rapist. You know, you have this fantasy in your head. That's probably what it is. Because men are not going for you. You're not worth it. You're dangerous. Your price tag is huge. You're overpriced. You overpriced yourself. You've got all these systems set up for your protection, which is going to destroy any man that goes near you and makes a commitment to you. Think about it. You fucked yourself. You fucked yourself. You really have to fuck yourself now, because you've totally fucked yourself politically. Because of your victimization, your cries of victimization. You've complained so much that people who can gain from you have picked up on it and have catered to you and have pandered to you and are doing it every single day, and this is what you've achieved. Are you proud of yourself? Are you fucking proud of yourself? You think any guy's gonna commit to you? Dream on, dream on. Read your romance novels. Maybe the guy in that romance novel will. But you gotta make him real first. You gotta make him jump out of the, off the page. And under your bed. But then he'll become a rapist, right? Man, fucking silly fucking shit. Boy, women are stupid. Women are stupid. You're very directional in your biological objectives, but boy, you're very stupid getting there, aren't you? The direction of being served and having the power to be served through coercion of the male. So you have to pretty well force males through the legal system to serve you, and you have no problem even doing that. Even after you've crushed the male, you will still force him into serving you and working for you. The priority of the woman is not her spouse, her lover, her life partner, but it's her own self and what the little girl in her wants to achieve in her dreams. Every woman is a little girl with the little girl dreams. She's Barbie, and she has a toy, a dollhouse, and into that dollhouse she takes Ken and puts it in the specific locations wherever she wants them. And who's in control of this fantasy? The little girl is, right? Ken has no word. And then you get into a relationship, and you're gonna really show that, women will only get away with what you allow them to get away with. Oh my God, dudes. You are as stupid as a sack of potatoes. A woman's gonna look at that and just fucking laugh in your face. Women are ruthless, ambitious in this powerful, biologically driven desire. They will achieve their goals. They will achieve what they want to achieve no matter what, even if they step all over you, which is largely outside of their own governance. Yes, it is. Okay, that's how powerful it is. And you're gonna allow women to get away with whatever you're gonna allow them to get away with? No fucking way. When you're in the presence of women, you turn into a little fucking mouse. I know you do. I've seen you. You're only a tough guy on fucking YouTube.
It's 8 o'clock.
And on the internet. Not in the presence of a woman. No fucking way. If you have testosterone, that is. If you don't have testosterone, well, you can walk away, but it doesn't really mean anything anyway. There's not much you can do with her anyway, right? Or if you're a repressed homosexual or something, then of course you can walk away from women. But no healthy man can walk away from a woman. Come on. Come on. Don't lie to yourself. Women are ruthless, ambitious in their powerful biological driven desire, which is largely outside of their own governance. The dream of the little girl is very powerful and can only be achieved through her full dominance and control of the male in any and in insisting on her ambitions be met above any of her mate's ambitions. All right, so she is priority in every relationship. In every the definition of every relationship is that the little woman, the little girl, takes priority. That's the way she plays from being very young all the way up to adulthood and even seniors or whatever. They don't change. That is female nature. She takes precedence. You cannot overshadow her. All right? You can be good looking, but not too good looking. You can be ambitious, but not too self-serving, because she has to take priority. And she is the one to be served. She is not. Deep down, fundamentally, not superficially. Superficially, she may make it look like she's serving you or doing you something, but fundamentally, she's not serving you. She will not serve you. That is not her objective. That will not get her anywhere by her serving you. It's the other way around. So insisting on her ambitions be met above any of her mate. A woman will discount any activity of the male which is outside of the realm of benefiting her. That's why she doesn't give a shit about what you do, your hobbies, what you're good at, what your own ambitions are, unless it directly or indirectly benefits her. She will dismiss any association with a male who is not able and willing to act every way in benefiting her. She will discount any association. And this comes at the very beginning stage, even when you first meet, and even before she chooses your ass. She will size you up and determine if her association will be profitable, fruitful, beneficial to her, and what her goals are for the future. And it doesn't matter how good looking you are. She's not looking for that. Your good looks and your 12-inch dick is not gonna get her where she wants to go. She will dismiss any association with a male who is not able or not willing to act every way in benefiting her. Marriage is the noble and natural act of the male to enter voluntarily into servitude and indefinitely for life. That is the plan. That is what is expected of you, the male. The woman is designed to make the man concede to her every demand, or there is no association permitted or sustained. The woman is designed to make the man concede to her every demand, or there is no association permitted or sustained. I spend a lot of time writing these, all right? So, in fact, the women have no governor implemented, nor do they want to be governed or impeded in their little girl dream, which is nothing more than her natural biological directionality and determinism, her own determinism. That's what the relationship is her own determinism. Your determinism is not even relevant. It does not even come up. It is not even considered. By default, it does not even exist. Or if it exists, it has to directly benefit her, or she will not go for it. You will not be permitted. You will not be permitted to do your hobbies or live your life the way you want, because it's not benefiting her. She's totally left out of the, it's time for her to move on, right? Limitations on female nature is not what society has taught them as noble. So society does not hold noble limitations on female nature. Limitations and suppression of male nature is what is regulated and what is punished severely in cultures, and mainly Western culture. Even the legal system is set up to engage and reinforce and enforce the clamping down and the suppression of male nature. Even the legal system and law enforcement is set up to engage and reinforce clamping down and the suppression of male nature. So they work in partnership with the female in suppressing the male or enforcing laws upon the male. In terms of abuse, or in terms of the male not living up to what is demanded of him. This begs the question as to who is really suppressed within a relationship or within society. You want pussy. You want pussy for longer than a single incident, or a very, very short-term association, then you better be prepared to be suppressed as a male. Your sexuality and your male nature must be suppressed for any association to take place and to be permitted by the female and to be chosen by the female. Her filters are very powerful in filtering out any male who does not voluntarily go into fulfilling those conditions that she outlines. And sometimes the outline is right here for her, right here. It's very powerful. She doesn't see intelligence. She doesn't see good looks. She doesn't see talent, creativity. All that is fine. She can take it or leave it. All that is fine only if it benefits her. I mean, how many times do men complain, and I hear it, constantly, of course. She doesn't care about anything that I do. She doesn't care about anything that I'm passionate about. Because a lot of those things don't benefit her directly. It's meaningless to her. And you could be doing unbelievable things. You could be doing earth-shattering innovations, art, physical conditioning, achievements of any sort. If it doesn't benefit her directly, she doesn't give a shit. So this begs the question as to who really is suppressed within a relationship, and the male or the female. I think we know the answer, don't we? The female was always supported in the quest of her dream, while the male was punished for enacting his natural role in nature. The little girl dream is nothing more. Think of the dollhouse. Is nothing more than male enslavement. Because without it, it can never come to be realized by the little girl. The dream of that little girl can never be realized unless she finds a male to serve her. And it'll be her kids her house, and your life will be hers. You will be in her hands. And at any time, if you're not playing nice, if you're not doing what is expected of you by her, she will. Thanks for listening. See you soon.